Hello, hello everyone. I just so it's a good time to be on YouTube. Just get your thoughts out. I'm doing dishes. Woo! The freaks are in the house. The freaks are in the house. Okay. Whew. I guess I look a little strange without the hair on, without wigs and hair. Oh, just things in my mind. Ooh. Just, you know, bullies and people, nasty people. I guess being a naturally passive person, how do you fight the tendency to be a naturally passive person? Just like Elvis Travels, meeting him, he treated me bad. He didn't treat me good, I don't want to be the kind of person that just goes along with other people and goes along with bullies and goes along with people that are just using me or laughing at me. I don't want to go along with those people. You got to say no to those people. I don't like it, I don't like being laughed at. I don't like being used, I don't, you got to just not go along with people. I guess I knew that Elvis Travels was treating me bad, but, I went along with it. Being a passive person is not good in life. Sometimes you have to stand up for what you believe and stand up for what's right and stand up for yourself and have backbone. You have to stand up and have backbone, We have to have backbone and not be the kind of a person that goes along with people. I guess I was wrong by going along with Elvis Travels, Marshall. I regret going along with him. I went along with things that I didn't believe in, so I could be nice to him, so I could have the approval of him. I went along with things that I really didn't like, I went along with it, I went along with it. I guess that's the problem of my personality is being the kind of person who goes along with stuff. I'm tired of being the person who goes along, I don't want to go along anymore. I don't want to go along with people that I don't like the way they treat people or act or what they do and this or that. I want to stand up and just at least walk away. So, I guess that's my answer. I guess that's the subject. Hey, yeah, think of the past. Main thing is, it's the whole point is that don't be the person who goes along with bullies. Don't go along with people who treat you bad. Don't be silent, Don't be silent. Don't go along with people, You know, you don't have to go along. You don't have to go along with people that say stuff you don't like. You know, even if it's people that are teasing you at the job. They're teasing you. Teasing you. You know, if people are teasing you in a jokative way and you don't like it, you should just say, I don't like the teasing. You know, say, I don't like being teased, leave me alone. You know, everybody has the right to be left alone if they want to be. Okay. I guess if people say stuff and talk to you and talk down to you, you know, people, if anybody's listening that could be helped by what I'm saying, that's a good thing. People talk down to you or say things to you, you know, talk to you in a way that you don't like. You know, people argue and, you know, people can argue, they're just joking, they're just, you know, it's just the way that they are, you know. But I mean, the point is you're the boss of yourself. You're the boss of yourself. You have to decide yourself if you don't like the way somebody talks to you or acts around you. I mean, if you think people are talking down to you, they may be your friend or maybe trying to be your friend. Yeah, he did. Hello, Super Serial, good to see you. But the main thing is, it's my fault for going along with it, his ways. I know that he talked down to me and talked to me in a way that I didn't like. I know that he did. But the fact is, I went along with it, and that's what my problem is. You know, just a passive, you know, kind of person. And I guess if you don't like the way somebody talks to you or acts around you, you shouldn't go along with it. You shouldn't go along with it. If your neighbors are harassing you in your yard, you need to tell them, you know. You don't have the right to harass me in my yard. I can call the police. I can sue you. I can file a harassment complaint. If you're saying something to me I don't like, I have the right to say I don't like it. Leave me alone, you know. If your coworkers are harassing you, making fun of you, your boss is jumping on you or humiliating you, your boss is doing you wrong, you can complain. You can say, I don't like it. You can speak up. You can say, I don't like the way you're treating me. You don't have the right to treat me the way you are. And in life as an American, free speech, the flag of the United States of America. Hold on. I guess that's about my life, you know? It's about the flag. Hello, Super Serial. You know, it's about the flag. What does the flag mean? Okay. What is the flag for? What's the American flag? What's the flag stand for? You know, freedom of speech. Freedom. Let freedom ring. That's what makes America great. You know, it's freedom. Freedom of speech and freedom. We have freedom. And you should take advantage of your freedom as a person. If you don't like the way people speak to you, even if they're your friend and they're joking. Even if people are joking. And being your friend and joking with you. I mean, if you're just like Coates, not Gerald, you know. I don't like the way people, insult small people, like some people make jokes about him on YouTube and stuff like that. I don't like it. You know that? I don't like it. Leprechauns and small people, Irish, I mean, if you're a person, you don't like the way people joke with you should just say, I don't like it. Anybody, you always have the right to say you don't like something. You always have, even to your friends, even if you're friends. As Americans, we have the power of voice as human beings. We have the power of voice. We have the power to speak. We have the freedom to shut somebody down and give somebody the cold shoulder and not speak to them. Now, you're going to go along with a bully or somebody if they got you up against the wall and they're going to kill you, and you're really scared for your life. You might be tempted to go along with the bully. And do what they say. Answer their questions. Demeaning questions. I guess, growing up in school and bullies ask you demeaning questions, rather than to have conflict, you go along with the demeaning questions. And I guess the best thing to do is, no matter how small you are, no matter how big somebody else is, you need to find your voice. You need to speak up and find your voice and say, I'm not going to go along with the demeaning questions that are supposed to be a joke. I'm not going to go along with the demeaning questions that are supposed to be a joke. I'm going to speak out. If I don't like somebody joking with me in a certain way, I don't have to. That's a good thing about being transgender. When I started transitioning transgender, people didn't do that anymore at work. People didn't ask me demeaning questions and joke with me and say they were joking, because they wouldn't talk to me. They were my enemies. So being transgender, they became my enemies, They became my enemies. And I guess I would rather have an open enemy than to have someone who pretends to be my friend that's making fun of me in a joke, But some people have made a mistake, you see. I have to tell you something. Some people have made a mistake based on my facial features. They thought that I had Down syndrome or something stupid. The point is, I don't have Down syndrome. And people may have looked at me and thought I had certain facial features of a Down syndrome, but I don't have that. My IQ is 103. I've had my IQ tested in college. When I went to college, I had my IQ tested, and I took an IQ test, and it took several days for the IQ test to come through. I had a battery of tests, all kinds of tests that I went through. A lot of things I went through doing my IQ test. So people may have looked at me and thought that. I don't know if people have thought something stupid about me like that, but people like Vladimir Putin and Eastern European people and people with what they call Mongolian roots, Mongolian ancestry. I might have some Mongolian, Eastern European ancestry. Of some of the Eastern European people, their eyes look different. Strange. No, shaped a little different. Some people's eyes are just shaped a little different. And my eyes are just shaped a little different, but that doesn't mean that I have Down syndrome. Because I don't have Down syndrome. Now, people may be laughing right now. They may think I'm a fool talking this way. But I just want to make sure somebody didn't get the wrong idea. My IQ is 103. I'm not the smartest, sharpest tool in the shed. I know that. But I'm not stupid either. And I got the papers, and I can prove it. And I can show you the papers, IQ test papers. I had my IQ tested in 1993. So, 1993, early 93 is when I had my IQ tested. I didn't know if I had I guess people told me I was stupid so long that I really believed it, Good. So that's just a disclaimer. I put that on there. So people look at you and think things to a person, but you know the truth. And I guess you need to find your voice, and you don't have to go along with demeaning questions, Whether if somebody is harassing you or making fun of you in a joke, you can confront them or ignore the people entirely and write them off as your shit list and be your enemy. Just say, I'm not going to ever talk to you again. Then they know the reason why. Should never speak to you again and be their enemy. Or confront them. So either way, you say what you have to say, but either way, you don't have to go along with it to keep the peace, You don't have to go along. takes nootropics and becomes super smart like the lawnmower man. I don't know what that means, Tasha. I don't know what that is. Who the lawnmower man is or none of that. I've never seen that movie. I know it's a movie, but I don't know what that is. But, Skunk Ape, good to see you in the house today. Yeah, I'm not going to play along with people that make fun of me. If somebody makes fun of me, they're out the door of my life, you know? In a joke, pretending to be, I know the difference. I'm not too dumb to know the difference. I'm not too stupid to know the difference. I'm not a fool, you know? I'm not too stupid to know the difference. Too dumb to know the difference is sitting there in a school. Oh, good. That's pretty cool. I'll do that, Tasha Teeling. I'll do that. That's awesome. I hope things are going good for you down in Florida. I hope things aren't too harsh for you. So, hopefully, you know, we'll all get through this hot spell and get through this hot weather. But, yeah, I'm not going to, we can't help what people perceive us as, being. But just because somebody thinks something, doesn't make it true. Just because people think shit doesn't make it true. Yes. Well, that's what we have to do. We have to face our demons. We have to face the things that in our lives that bother us. We have to talk about them, We have to get it in our head and get it out of our system. We have to talk about it openly. We have to talk about things openly in our society, We have to talk about things openly with ourselves, You have people in the world that just write off your enemies. Let them be your enemies. Don't try to avoid don't try to avoid conflict and play along with demeaning comments and insults. So, you say I don't like it, you tell them you don't like it, and just say you go on with it. Live your life. I let Elvis Travels Marshall down talk to me and talk down to me and not treat me right, I let Marshall Elvis Travels talk down to me, and I don't think he even liked me to begin with. He took a look at my Facebook picture. He saw that I had crossed eyes, and he didn't really want to talk to me. When I first talked to him on the phone, that was the first thing he ever mentioned. That was the first thing he talked to me and mentioned. He asked me about my eyes. What's wrong with my eyes? That's the first. He asked me what was wrong with my eyes. That's the first thing he asked me. Maybe he did like me, but I always thought that he never really liked me. I thought he just used me. He just saw my camper, what I did with the paneling, and said, I'm going to use this person. This is a fool, Maybe he did like me. I don't know. But I guess it's like on Seinfeld. This is our Festivus, Festivus is a time where we air our dirty laundry, we get our grievances out of our system. Oh, thanks, Gunky. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, I guess the things that make us who we are and our struggles, we shouldn't be ashamed of our struggles. We shouldn't be ashamed of our struggles. Main thing, to get my driver's license, I had to have a letter from a doctor. Oh, that's good, Skunk Ape. I'm glad. Thank you for calling. I know my eyes aren't really bad, and I'm grateful that my eyes look as good as they do, because, with my eyes, I've had 4 surgeries on my eyes. 4. So. And they can never straighten out my eyes because I think I had a complication to the baby crossed surgery. The complication is called Brown's syndrome, like the color brown. Brown with apostrophe S, Brown's syndrome. And if you look up Brown's syndrome with the eyes, it's a rare condition. That's what Brown's syndrome is. And I think that when I was a baby, the doctors mentioned it. They mentioned something called Brown's syndrome. Brown's syndrome is a type of strabismus. It's a rare type of strabismus. There's a tendon that doesn't go through a sheath in your skull or something. It's some complication to the surgery, the baby correction surgery, where they correct crossed eyes, and they do a surgery to correct the crossed eyes of the babies that are born that way. And they tried to work on him the first time, and it didn't work. Yeah, he was in denial of what he was. He's not honest, man. The man's not honest. He's gay. He likes men. He likes transgenders. And then he goes and calls Rosie a whatever he said, you know. He's just not an honest person. He's not honest with himself, you know. Not an honest person. He's just selfish. He lives for himself. But I don't hate him, you know. I'm just this, you know, we're in our grievances. Did you all watch Seinfeld? Yeah, I know, exactly. Do you all watch Seinfeld? Do you remember the episode of Christmas with George and his parents and Festivus? You know, the Festivus pole. This is what we do. The Festivus pole at Christmas. We stand around the Festivus pole and we air our grievances standing around the Festivus pole. And, you know, we air our grievances and we fight our fathers around a Festivus pole. That's what we do on Christmas. It's our Festivus holiday season. That's what it is. And with a Festivus pole, we air our grievances. We talk about what's on our minds when we stand around the Festivus pole at Festivus time at Christmas. That's how we do it. And we talk about the things that go on. And what we don't like about our lives. That's what we do in the Festivus holiday. Yeah, anyway. Anyway, I've aired my grievances around the Festivus pole. Yes, exactly. And that's what I've done. So, here's my cat. She loves to lay there. So I went to my grandmother's house. Helped her around the house. And so what she was doing helped her a little. And so anyway. The baby girl. She burrows herself under covers. This is what beautiful is what she is. My beautiful queen bee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and her being, exactly. It's good to be honest. An honest person. You know. It's good to be an honest, you know, person. Portia had to rush to the hospital? Who's Portia? Oh, there's a black girl named, what's her name again? She's a RV dweller. She lives in her RV. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's actually 11 years old, believe it or not. She is. This man is Michael Ostowski. He's an artist. And I like this house truck. These house trucks were built in the 70s. Okay. This one is really nice. Michael Ostowski is an artist. He is an artist. He built this in the late 70s. This is a big truck. And you see the big bay window in the front of it? Yeah, it's awesome. And then I'm going to do to my truck camper. Make it like a miniature house truck. You see how the roof looks? Make my truck camper into a miniature house truck. And when you set it off the truck, it'll be like a tiny house. You put it on the truck, and it'll be for van life. See what I'm saying? You can boondock for van life. Here it is again. You can boondock and have van life in your tiny house truck camper. See, there's the back door of it where you walk in. It's really beautiful, honestly. Yeah, I live in my camper a lot. Not all the time, but I stay in it some. I'm still working on it. There's the house truck. It's 38 feet long. The thing is heavy. Look at the stained glass. In mine, you have a step up where you step up into it. So that's what I want my truck camper to be like. See, it has a wood-burning stove, bay windows. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Michael Ostowski. Now, here we go again. Here's that house truck. I'll show you. You see the roof, how the roof is made? It's beautiful. Now there, see how the roof is built? Like a barn. And your upholstery in there, your seat. That's how it's made, and that's him. It's Michael Ostowski, the artist. Yeah. I thought my truck camper would be like it's his new house truck he built. A newer one. You know, my truck camper made up to be like that. Just a miniature version. A small version. See how it's made? You know, that's how it's made. It's beautiful. I love it. And they might have pictures of it back in the 70s. There it is. The way it looked back in the 70s. Seriously thinking about I'd like to do my truck camper to look like that. Or build a different one. Either way. Yeah. It's nice. See, it's nice. Something that I could always hang on to. The point of something made out of wood is that you could, thank you, Denise. You could always have it. That's what I'm looking for is a lifetime RV. You can always switch trucks and keep the same camper. That's what I'm talking about. Sure, you can live in it, but you can also, you can live in it, but you can also, you can live in it and travel and do van life and boondock with van life. You can boondock. Of course you can boondock. But you can also, you know, take it off the truck and set it off the truck. See. Anyway, so what else is new on the web? It's hard to find anything. Yeah, I think it would be nice to be able to do it that way. Tiny house talk. But I'd love to have that. It's something that makes me want to grind the gears in a big truck. Michael Ostowski. Michael Ostowski. That's how you say it. Maybe that's how you say it. Michael Ostowski. Yeah. But this is how it looked originally. It didn't have the bay windows in it. So I'll show you. I kind of like this version of it. That's how it originally looked. I think that's nice. Just to make a rustic look to it. It's really nice. It's awesome. There are good people in the world. I have to keep telling myself that. I have to keep telling myself that. I have to... Okay, well guess what? Lucky. You're gone. Yeah. Okay. Hide user on channel. There we go. There we go. Lucky is gone. Okay. Now these are different pictures.
Joni,
Yes, Mom.
I'm glad you're not here.
I guess I'll get offline. I'm going to get offline, everybody. I'll catch you on the flip side. Like, share, subscribe, join the revolution, and I'll catch you with the sun of shine.